Alright, so this is going to be a tutorial on how to do a transition skip in Midnight Mansion, otherwise known as a T-skip. I made up that name myself. So what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to skip past a room that has a transition whenever you walk into it. The most prevalent example of this is in Spider Palace, and I'm going to be showing you it on Spider Palace because if you are going to do a Spider Palace run or an any percent run, knowing this glitch is pretty much a requirement, or else your run is going to be a lot slower. So let me just show you how it's done. So in theory, whenever we're doing a route for Spider Palace, you pick any two of these red doors to go and get 2 yellow keys from. And once you've retrieved those 2 yellow keys, you'll come down here and you're going to do the glitch. So if you'll pay attention, when I enter this next room, the screen will fade to black, and then it's going to like change the music. So okay, so in this example, there's no music, but that's still fine. So what we want to do is we want to be able to get past these 6 yellow doors without actually needing 6 yellow keys. So what I'm going to do is in the middle of this transitioning happening, I'm going to hit the key to open my map. Now, I would recommend moving that key closer to where your arrow keys are just for convenience. So by default, the map key is M, but I've moved mine to the control key, so it's right next to the left arrow key. And in the middle of this transition, I'm going to hit the control key while still holding down, because down is the direction I'm moving. And the game will do some weird stuff, still holding down the entire time. And then I will enter the next room, kind of. And after everything happens, close your map. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to be teleported back to the top of the ladder. I'll play through this whole room again, and then I will skip past, and you'll notice that I will fall down onto the vine that you can see at the bottom of the screen here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the glitch. Pressing the map key, still holding down. Then I'm going to close my map, and now I've appeared at the top of this room. I'm now going to go ahead and play through this whole room again, and you can see I've fallen down onto the vine. And if I go back up, you'll notice I am past the 2 gray doors. And now in theory, if I would have collected 2 yellow keys, I can go ahead and continue on to the next room past the save statue. And then I can open these 2 yellow doors and finish the mansion. So that's what actually allows us to get really quick times on Spider Palace. I think the current record's like 9 minutes something. But yeah, so I'll restart and I'll show you it one more time. But it's the great thing about this glitch is it's really not hard to figure out. I actually figured out this glitch before I even finished speed running all the mansions, so I knew about this like halfway into me trying to complete every individual mansion. So I'm going to go down. In theory, right now I'd be collecting my 2 yellow keys. And whenever I hit this transition, I'm going to go control, still holding down the whole time. Okay, now I'm going to close my map, and now I'm at the top of this room, and I can skip down to the vine. So the next question is, how would you use this in a room that's not this specific Spider Palace room? So if you notice, what will happen is, I hope you can see my mouse right now. So whenever I enter here, and this is where the transition happens, then I'm gonna go down into here, and this is the room we need to skip past. So this room right here, I'm calling the transition room, and we're skipping past the transition room. That's why it's called the T-skip. So I skip past it, but I enter here, and then I get teleported directly opposite of where I am. So this location is very important, and I'm going to appear back in this room directly opposite of where I enter this transition. So the opposite is right here. And then I'm going to go play through it, and then I'll appear on the very opposite end. I'll appear right here, and I'll automatically grab onto this vine. So you can actually use this also. So, let's say there are actually transitions behind these doors, I'm pretty sure. So you could do transitions between these 2 rooms. So I'd enter here, hit my map key, play through this section again, and then, because if you've ever played through Spider Palace, you'll know that there's just a long corridor here. Keep in mind that this room and this room and this ledge here, this all has to be on the same level for this to work. So I can teleport back to this location, play through, and when I teleport again, I need to be teleported to the same location where the ground is at the same level, because if the ground's not at the same level, if it's slightly above, I can actually fall through the ground or fall through the floor. Now, if it's slightly lower, that's okay, because I'll just fall down onto it, but if it's too far down, I can actually take fall damage. So wherever you're using this on a transition room, you do have to be careful about the location of the ground or where you're going to be teleporting to, because you don't want to fall through the ground and die or anything like that. So that's how you would use a transition skip if you weren't doing it on ladders. But right now that I know of, there's no place that's like super necessary to use a transition skip, except using one in Spider Palace is a must. So if you have any questions, you can ask in the comments of this video. You can join the Discord and ask me questions there. But that's it. I hope this tutorial helped. And yeah, that's all.